I think Green Team was harder than Buds.
Really?
It was like our final jump, like our final test jump, and I came down with strep. I mean, I was hallucinating. He's like, you have to do it now. The final exercise is they drop you off, and you have no money, you have no IDs, and you have to figure it out. What we did was cut in the soles of our shoes and wrapped some hundreds around it, stuffed it in there, found a cab, went to a bar, got ripped.
What was Green Team like showing up there?
It was good. I mean, you're around all the guys that are putting out to get to the next rung on the ladder, and it was. I think Green Team was harder than Buds.
Really?
It seemed like there was more stress. You had more to prove. Your ego was kind of more on the line.
Okay.
Like, you could go back to the teams, back to Team 2 as a. I mean, you would call yourself a failure, like I failed or whatever it is. Not to say that and the guys that didn't make it through, they're great individuals, great operators, but just it wasn't, I guess, what they're looking for. And it was tough, man. It was extremely tough. But the main thing they concentrated on was CQB, and that happened to be my strong suit. It just it was I can just walk in a room and I can process really fast. I can't process in the relationship world, or with my children. But for some reason, doing CQB, I just got it. Like I just understood threat, bad guy, done. Not hostage. Don't do anything wrong. Like I just got it. Like I comprehend the angles and doorways and windows. I just got it. And I say that humbly. And there's so many other things that really took me a long time to get. Like I wasn't that great at it. I guess probably more of the passion piece. But there's nothing cooler than going through a hallway, running and gunning and peeling off, coming back out of the hallway, going to the next room. Like, what do we got? It's like a surprise behind every door. You just don't know what you get. But I strived in that. I did really good. And I'd say probably, the two things that I found in Green Team that they get rid of you for was, minus if you have an attitude or you just don't fit the mold, was CQB in the beginning of it all. If you do a crazy safety violation throughout, and then jumping. If you're not landed on the X, you're not deploying correctly, because when you're asked to be at altitude at nighttime stacking to fly into wherever, you gotta be. Dudes die. And I remember one. I talk about this in the book. Is it was like our final jump, like our final test jump, and I came down with strep. And I had a 102, 103. I was hallucinating. I was out. And they came in, one of the instructors, hey, Eddie, you got to jump. And I was like, hey, can I just do it tomorrow? Just let me pump in some meds. And he's like, no. He's like, you have to do it now. And I was like, all right. So I got the medic. And I was like, hey, dude, I don't know what you have to do. Pump me up with. Do something. And get me on that freaking bird. And I thought I was if you have a strep before, and you have a temper, it sucks. And you want me to jump out of a plane, which I didn't like to begin with. And I was like, screw it, dude. And I really didn't care if I burned in. And I got up there, and I even think that there was only a couple guys that needed to pass. They let me alone because they knew I was sick. And this is your shot. And I just kind of fell out of the plane, stabilized myself, pulled, and then I landed where I was supposed to. I was good to go. Took off my chute, dropped it right there in the DZ, and then went right up to my rack and went back to bed. I was done, man. But that was probably the hardest piece, minus the runs. It's always the runs, dude. That is take the knife out of my freaking back, dude. This sucks. I hate the runs. But those are probably the two hardest things that I thought. But it was, again, the camaraderie. It was kind of like Buds on steroids. Hey, everything's operational. We're doing an FMP, a full mission profile. It was cool. It was exactly where I wanted to be. It was exactly what I wanted. It was awesome. And then the final stage of that, and I actually heard this on Shipley's, was SERE school, the final thing.
Yeah.
And the final thing, or the exercise, is they drop you off wherever, and you have to make your way back to the command out there, to the schoolhouse. And you have no money, you have no IDs, and you have to figure it out.
How far are you?
I think they said 20 miles or something. 20
miles?
So you kind of got to schmooze yourself and all that stuff. But what we did was took a razor blade and we cut in the soles of our shoes, and we put our ID and wrapped some hundreds around it. stuffed it in there because they check you. And as soon as they dropped us off, found a cab, went to a bar, got ripped. And I was with Marcus Capone. And we get to the schoolhouse. Like, one guy is coming in with a case of beer. This is like an Air Force freaking school, the final stage of Green Team. Not paying. We're just so excited. Like, we just did it. Like, it's over. You know, it's all good. And we come in hammered. I mean, I was hammered. And we almost got kicked out. Had to go see the Master Chief when we got back to our command back in Virginia. And I was like, are you kidding me? The last day I'm about to get kicked out. Like, I am a moron. Like, I am an idiot. And they kept us. And I was scared. I was like, man, like, what I do?
Yeah.
I was like, this is stupid. Come on, man, grow up.
What did they say to you?
Just kind of like, again, don't remember exactly the words, but like, hey, we can't do that. We represent this command. Just can't be doing that stuff. You got to do the course to get the experience, all that stuff. And I was like, I understood. And I mean, I was humbled. And I was like, I'm sorry. Whatever. I can't remember what I had to do. I'm sure I had to do something. But there was a punishment, and I can't recall what it is, but it didn't matter. They didn't kick me out, and I got to graduate and go with my squadron.
So that was literally the last
day, last event. All we had to do was fly home.
Holy shit. Damn, dude.
Dumb.
That would have changed a lot of things.
A lot of things. But for some reason, man,
Yeah.
you know.
You had mentioned that a lot of solid, seasoned operators didn't make it through for whatever reason. That's not what they were looking for. Can you describe maybe what the SEAL Team 6 Command is looking for in an operator?
I think out-of-the-box thinkers. I think that's a big thing. A team player. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say someone that goes with the flow. They just went out-of-the-box thinkers. And some of the guys that were awesome, they would just get flustered and do the same safety violation like three or four times in a row. Like, just because it's a lot of stress, man. Yeah. It's a lot of stress. And then you just got this cadre, these instructors just like watching you, and they don't miss a thing. I mean, you know, from buds, right? Like they see it all. It's like, dude, how'd you see that? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I really just think like you like kind of put it like you didn't fit the mold. Or I heard, and this, I believe this is probably true, is, and I know from being up there, you get a list of Green Team guys, and you right there, like, this guy's a turd. This guy's a turd. This guy's good to go. And you write it down like, this guy's a turd. And you got to obviously give a reason. And I'm sure some of those guys aren't invited. Mm-hmm. And some of those guys are invited, but watch that guy. Because I'm sure if you got one guy saying this and another guy saying the opposite, you know, they got to, you know, do the right thing. But there's some of that.
How much of that is legitimate turds versus personality conflicts? Hey folks, our friends at Tractor Supply have always stood for community, for neighbors helping neighbors, and for the people who keep life out here moving forward. And at the heart of every community are the heroes who serve, the veterans, active duty military, first responders, and the families who stand beside them. These are the folks who answer the call, who protect, who sacrifice. And Tractor Supply believes that deserves more than just a thank you. That's why they created the Hometown Heroes program. It's their way of giving back in meaningful, everyday ways. As a hometown hero, you'll enjoy special perks through Neighbors Club, like earning rewards on every purchase, free trailer rentals and delivery, and exclusive savings on holidays that honor your service. And the best part? Once you sign up and verify through ID.me, it's automatic. No hoops, no hassles. So if you or someone you love is a hometown hero, visit tractorsupply.com/hometownheroes to learn more. It's Tractor Supply's way of standing behind those who always stand for us.
I can't really speak on that piece, okay. But there has to be some personalities. I mean, some people take things very personal. Like they had a run-in, mouthing off, whatever it is. I really didn't like what you did. You were an idiot when you were drunk. You did this when you were drunk. It usually comes down when you're drunk. So yeah, I mean, it comes down to a lot of things, and it's nerve wracking. You're like, you're gonna tell me I can't go before I even get there to prove myself.
Yeah.
But there's a little bit of politics, I would think, into it. But I don't know the grand scheme of it all.
Okay.
So I would.
You saw that list come around a lot when you were.
I saw
over there?
when new green teams would come in. If you're in town, and I even think you'd get it overseas, and you would just kind of eyeball. Don't know anybody. All right, cool. Like whatever it is. Or like, hey, we need to get this guy. This guy's awesome. Like freaking yeah.
Yeah.
It just depends. I mean, at the same time, you're like, dude, this guy's awesome. Like he's got to get in. Like, and I think they have to take that in to make decisions because there's always more than they only have so many slots versus the guys that are applying.
Yeah.
Or that requested to be there, so they got to do their due diligence.
So you graduate. How do they determine where you're going?
They have a draft kind of thing. And I think a lot of it is like having good buddies at certain squadrons kind of pulls you that way. I mean, I had the guys that I was a team 2 with. I mean, I ended up with my squadron because of those guys.
They're already over there.
Yeah, they were there. They came back, and so I'm sure they rallied for me to go there. But then it's like you meet a good buddy, a good instructor that's at a different color, and you're like, what do I do? Because this guy's telling me this. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know anything. Just get me up there.
Yeah.
But I went where I was supposed to go.
So you went over to Gold Squadron.
Yep.
There are few people in the military that have experienced more loss than Gold Squadron in your time frame, which we'll get into.
Chills. Yeah.
But I want to say that because it is, I can't think of any unit that has experienced more loss than you guys.
We went through the ringer, and it was a weird time.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
How was it showing up to Gold?
Phenomenal. Just walking in, seeing the pictures, seeing the stuff on the wall. You got, Hude and Kusei's freaking gold-plated guns hanging up. You're like, there's like AK-47 chandeliers. It's awesome. It's just like big old table in the middle. It's like Knights of the Round Table. It was awesome. It was the coolest thing in the world, and the people that were in that room made it the coolest place in the world. I mean, they were professionals. Like, the number one thing that was always talked about is doing your job better and better and better and better and pushing you and pushing you. And it wasn't like you're a turd, like figure it out. It was like, hey, let me show you how to do it. And it was awesome. Like it was a great show of leadership and camaraderie and teamwork. It was the coolest thing that I've ever experienced, which is great being out and you see other organizations, other businesses, and they're not doing a quarter of it. It's like, man, you can really fix yourself if you do certain things.
Wow.
So it was, I have nothing but respect for the men over there that I served with. I mean, they were true heroes.
Was it a welcoming environment, or was it what are you doing here? Who do you think you are?
There's always a little bit of heckling, but it's
Yeah.
in good fun. It wasn't stupid. It was fun, but it's more like, hey, you're a part of the team, man. Here's your gear. We all love gear.
Yeah. How many guys went over there with you? From your green team?
I'd say probably 5 or 6, I think.
5 or 6?
I think so. Adam Brown was one of them.
Oh, Adam was one of them?
We were in the same green. I was his team leader at green team. He was in my team. Dom went over with me. We all went over together.
Oh.
And a couple other guys.
So what happens when you get in there?
You get all checked in. You get your cages, your beautiful cage. I heard Shipley talk about that too. It's so like, we got the cages, right? But just like, it seems like every time you come back to your cage, there's like a little package. Like Santa just came and dropped it off. More gear. It's like, dude, like where do I put this stuff? Like I need another cage. Like there's just so much gear. Like for different regions, different climates, all that stuff, different missions. And I'm like, I don't even know what this is, but like, okay, I'll put it on my shelf over here of things I don't know what it is. I need to learn. But it was cool, dude. And then you do the again, which I talk about in here. You do the yarding in, You know, we got the big yard of beer and they drop in a couple shots, down it, start to say a little speech. I tell you to shut up. You get your patches, and those patches, man, holding those patches. It was like better than my Trident, getting my SEAL Trident, which was a great time. I don't want to take away from that, but it's just like, dude, this, since I was a kid, is what I wanted to do, is be here and finally go get to fight, like really fight. And I say that not knowing what really fight meant.
Yeah.
You know, you don't realize it until you're doing it. But it was, dude, it would be like if Christmas, 4th of July, and Thanksgiving, and every other cool holiday plus your birthday were wrapped into one day. That would be it.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Nice.
For me.
No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.